Hello everyone, my name is Dr. P. Balaraju, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, SRR Gout Arts and Science College, Karimnagar. So today we are going to discuss about DNA replication. So what is meant by DNA replication? DNA replication means production of same DNA copy. Okay, so during the cell division, DNA must be copied into daughter DNA. So actually, the DNA gets copied, which can produce two same replica copies. Okay, so each DNA consists of one old strand and one new strand. So the parental DNA can produce two copies. So one copy becomes two copies which can replicate. So that is why the name replication. So after cell division, the two copies of DNA can enter into two daughter cells. So this is the means the two copies can be transported into next generation. Cell division. Through the cell division, the DNA, as you know, DNA is a genetic material which consists of genetic information which must be transported into the next generation. So that is why before cell division, the DNA, the parental DNA get must be get replicated. You know, so that is why replication is one of the most important process in the means genetics or cell division. You know, so process of replication. So here the replication process can start at a special site. So the site name is ORIC. That means origin of replication. Okay, so ORIC is a point of replication where the replication starts. So here ORIC is nothing but it is a sequence of base pairs. So it has two types of repetitive sequences. So one is 9 base pairs sequence, 9 base pairs repetitive tandem sequences. You are you are watching this yellow, this yellow colored sequences are 9 base pair repeated sequences, and another sequence that is 13 base pair repetitive sequence, 13 base pair tandemly repetitive sequence. Okay, so four 9 base pair repetitive sequences, and beside that three 13 base pair tandem sequences. So this portion is known as origin of replication, that is ORIC. Okay, where the replication starts. So first of all, so this site can be recognized by pre-priming proteins or pilot proteins. There are actually four types: DNA A, DNA D, DNA J, DNA K. So here first DNA proteins come and find out, and they can bind to the ORIC site, especially at 9 base pair repetitive sequence. DNA pilot protein or pre-priming protein comes and recognizes the 9 base pair sequence and binds to it. Okay, so this binding can brings a lot of change. Another 20 to 40 other binding proteins and other important proteins come and bind to this site, okay, which can which can start the replication. So what happens at 13 base pair tandem sequences beside the 9 sequences, okay, where the actual replication starts. So the 13 base pair, three tandem repetitive sequences can open. You know, DNA is a double helical structure. It has two strands. The two strands are connected with the hydrogen bonds. Okay, so before that, the hydrogen bonds must be broken. So the breaking of hydrogen bonds starts at 13 base pair tandem sequences. After binding of DNA, A protein and many other proteins, So the 13 base pair tandem sequences can open up. So the hydrogen bond breaking enzyme is that is helicase. The enzyme helicase come and contact with 13 base pair tandem sequences, which can break the hydrogen bonds between two strands, two double helic strands, and then after breaking of hydrogen bonds, each strand separated apart, so these single strands, there is a chance to reunite. That is why, okay, immediately single strand binding proteins come and bind to the single strands where the hydrogen bonds open. Okay, single strand binding proteins come and contact with the single strand and make sure that they can prevent the reunion of single strands to former DNA, so they can prevent the reunion of double helices. Okay, reunion of two strands in a DNA copy, in a DNA. They can prevent the reunion, renaturation. That is why, because the two strands can separated can act as a template to synthesize the new DNA strand. So, out of these two old strands can act as a templates. Okay. So that's why the template, based on the template sequence, based on the template information, based on the template genetic information, the new strand can be synthesized. Okay, so the newly synthesized strand and one old strand make a DNA daughter DNA copy. So that's why two daughter DNA copies must have one old strand and one new strand. That is why the replication process is semi-conservative method of replication. Okay, that is why you're right. And now, uh, you know, here out of two strands, the two strands are running in 5 prime to 3 prime direction opposite to each other. Okay, actually they are parallel, but they are running in opposite direction, right? And as helicase breaks hydrogen bonds at a ORC site, in a microscope, this hydrogen bonds breaking portion appears like a eye. That is why the point is called as replication eye, replication bubble, or replication fork. So here the replication bubble can proceed in two directions. That is bidirectional. Replication is a bidirectional. So the breaking of hydrogen bonds proceeds in two way, either ways. So that's why the replication bubble can extend, can proceed in two ways. Okay, so clockwise and anti-clockwise in two directions in bidirectional way. which can proceed, which can, so the DNA molecule can be synthesized in two ways, right? In two direction, bidirectional way. So here one more important thing is one strand running in 5 prime to 3 prime direction, okay, another strand also running 5 prime to 3 prime direction but in opposite manner. So how does it possible to copy the replicate the genetic information at a time on both the strands, you know? So as the replication proceeds, the important enzyme that is DNA polymerase enzyme 3 comes into picture. It is a multimeric enzyme, okay, which has two sides, two clamps. So here, which can comes into picture, and one strand can be synthesized. One strand can be replicated as a continuously without disturbance, which can continuously synthesized, which can continuously copied in a one direction, that is 5 prime to 3 prime direction. That is called as a leading strand, continuous strand. So another strand which can moves opposite to the first strand, So here this strand makes one turn and enter the DNA polymerase 3 clamp. Okay, it takes a turn. It makes a turn and proceeds replication. Right. So on this strand, the DNA replication is not continuous, which is discontinuous. So which on this strand, on this second strand, the replication occurs in pieces, occurs in uh, discontinuous pieces. So that's why this strand is called as lagging strand. Okay, just I show you. Yeah, this is. So here the green and the blue thing is DNA polymerase 3 enzyme. So one strand copies means without disturbance continuously. So that is leading strand, and the second strand makes a turn and enter the enzyme clamp, active site. So on this strand, DNA polymerization is as usual, that is 5 prime to 3 prime direction, but this strand running opposite to the first strand. That is why this strand can take a turn and enter the active site, and the polymerization and the copy of DNA strand makes into pieces, continuous as a pieces, that is why this strand is called as logging strand. And one more thing, DNA replication cannot proceed de novo. That means which cannot proceed independently, which cannot start independently, because this the DNA replication starts with the help of primer, primer means which can donate the free 3 prime OH group to start the DNA replication. So this primer, DNA primase, DNA dependent RNA primase enzyme can make the primer, which is a small stretch of RNA. Okay, make the primer based on this primer. Okay, leading strand requires only one primer because it is a continuous copying process on leading strand. That is why which can require only one primer. But whereas lagging strand, which makes a turn and copies as a pieces, every piece requires one new primer, so which requires many number of primers. Just you see here, the primer on lagging strand appears in yellow color, you know, appears in yellow color. This is primer, this is primer, right? Logging strand, so which can require more than one primer, many primers, because the DNA copying process, replication is discontinuous. Okay, that is why the strand name is logging strand, right? So as the replication proceeds, okay, so these pieces, the pieces on a logging strand, the newly synthesizing pieces on logging strand are called as Okazaki fragments. This is one fragment and this is a second fragment. All these fragments are called as Okazaki fragments. So after completion of replication, DNA polymerase 1 enzyme comes into picture, which can remove the primers and which can polymerize the primer position, which can polymerize the, which can copy the DNA in place of RNA primer. Okay, then after ligase comes into the picture and which can seal the two ends of DNA. Okay, so that's why after DNA polymerase 1 can remove the RNA primers and polymerize the same length of the DNA as the primer, as a primer after primer removing. Okay, then after these two pieces, Okazaki fragment piece and newly synthesized piece by DNA polymerase 1, these two pieces, these two ends are sealed with ligase enzyme. Okay, so as the Okazaki fragments are, all the fragments are sealed, making bond, making ester bond. So after that, the lagging strand pieces also makes a new complete DNA strand. Okay, so that is why the DNA gets copied into two new DNA copies. Each and every new DNA consists of one old strand and one new strand. Okay, so this is the process in prokaryotic DNA replication. DNA replication proceeds in two ways. Okay, either of the directions, clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so on one template, on one strand, DNA replication is continuous. That strand is called as leading strand, which requires only one primer, and the second strand, that is running opposite to the first strand. Okay, which makes a turn and which can be copied in pieces. Okay, so which requires many number of primers, right? These fragments are newly synthesized fragments are called as Okazaki fragments. After completion of copying, right, RNA polymerase 1 can remove the primers, ligase can seal the all DNA fragments, Okazaki fragments, and makes new DNA copy. Just as the replication proceeds, okay, so what happens in circular DNA, prokaryotic bacterial DNA has a circular DNA, circular double helical DNA. So as the proceeds, replication proceeds, the DNA strands gets supercoiled. Okay, so every time the turns, the coils are the turning, the turns are added to the DNA replication. That's why, which makes tension, more tension. The tension, the DNA copy makes into more tension. Okay, so that's why the gyrase enzyme, that means topoisomerase 2 enzyme, which can release the tension, which can remove the supercoils and makes DNA very comfortable to copy the new strand, okay, replication for replication. So that's why the topoisomerase enzyme or gyrase enzyme, which can remove the supercoils. Okay, every time the DNA gets supercoiled, so it makes into more tension. So this enzyme release the tension. So that's why comfortably the circular DNA can be replicated. Okay, and moreover, as replication, so here this is the overall process, so this is origin of replication, right? And here the circular double helical structure DNA gets copied, right? Here this is a replication fork which can proceed in two direction, right? So two DNA copies are generated, right? So this is the terminal position. So at some point after replication, these two bidirectionally coming replication forks meet at one place. So that is called as terminus, right? TER, that means terminal, termination of replication. Terminus point to terminal point. At that point, I will show you, right? This is origin of replication, right? This is origin of replication, right? And this is terminus point, this is terminus point. So replication coming in both the directions, clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction. As replication proceeds, these two bubbles, these two replication forks meet at one place, that is terminus place. Okay, so here what happens, either of the terminus, two sides, there are some checkpoints, there are some proteins, terminus protein G, terminus protein F, terminus binding protein B, terminus binding protein C. Okay, on these four can stop the fork coming in clockwise direction. Okay, so this fork crosses these three terminus points, but stops at these one of these four places, and anti-clockwise replication fork crosses these three terminus points, but which can be stopped at any one of the place, that is terminus C, terminus A, terminus D, and terminus B, right? So these two replication forks can stop at a terminus point, respective terminus points, okay, and they can release to make two daughter copies. Okay, so this is the replication in prokaryotic bacteria, right? Okay, so right, this is the clear picture. Orisi, okay, so, if you see the clockwise fork, okay, can uh, cross this terminus point, but ultimately stopped at this point, and anti-clockwise fork can cross this terminus point, but ultimately stopped at this point. Okay, so that's why the total circular double helical structure DNA can be copied into two daughter DNA copies, if you see here. Okay, right? So that's why these two copies get separated and they can enter into the newly formed daughter cells. So here one parental cell divide to form two daughter cells. These two daughter cells can get exact copies of DNA. So here what happened? The DNA, the genetic information, okay, the exact same information, okay, it is passed into the next generation as it is in the form of DNA, okay, by the process of replication during the cell division, okay. That is why the replication is very, very important. So during the cell division, the replication occurs in S phase, okay, synthesis phase, right? So it is very, very important. Thank you very much.